What is happening, Kayla? Welcome to the green room. Things are gearing up as usual. Oh no! Yikes. Sorry to hear about the food poisoning. We're going to be giving you a shout out during the show for your gift as a moderator, so thank you for that. Sorry you can't stay in all that food poisoning. What is up, Matt Willis? Welcome to the green room. Yeah, that does suck for Kayla, but what happens, man? You roll the dice. People are out there making food for everybody. You can't tell who's washing their hands or not. Or sometimes it's just old. You don't know. Maybe you did it to yourself. I've had food poisoning once or twice in my life. I mean, who hasn't gone to Mexico over a long weekend or something like that? All right, folks, we are gearing up here as usual. Let me remind you, we are listening to White Bat audio here in the green room. Coat all straightened out here. Here's the thing, now that it's getting colder, you probably see me wearing more sport coats and jackets, because Jesus, I'm not built for the cold. I'm born in Arizona. It's bullshit. What else do we got? Get this going on. So if you're unfamiliar with this case, it is a doozy, because it's like, what? Number one, like when cops do things, it's always like, didn't you like know that shit went that way? And then like throw in the added complexity of using the internet to transmit images, let's say, or intent across certain areas, you get into trouble. And you get drunk, you hop in your car after a couple vodka sodas, hit Pompilios, get their delicious breadsticks, I assume. Never been there. But you know what? R.I.P. Roush, possibly. I'm not sure.
Yeah, didn't he die?
I don't remember.
I think he's dead.
I think there was some... I don't know. That's the thing about the TCAP community. It feels like we're in or any community really, we're in an era where anything is fakeable. So like when that Mike Manzi picture of him working at a PetSmart came out, it was like, oh, I don't think it's him. I think it's him. It feels real as hell to me. I don't know. These people are more myth and legend than human. So it's hard to tell who's going where, but that's for another topic for another day. We've got this kid, Jaylen Fleer, coming up as soon as we get out of the green room here, and woof. Whatever, let me just do this. We'll start things, get things shutting down and doing things right.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Dave. It's Flamingo Friday here at FFOP Radio. So here we are at it again, right? Doing it nonstop with several breaks in between Wednesdays and Fridays. Krista, my producer and co-host, is here.
Only on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Only on Wednesdays and Fridays. So a couple of things. One, shout out to moderator Kayla, who you may have heard in the green room got food poisoning. But to bring back the game show, got us a brand new bunch of game show cards. On top of that, I already have a pretty good one planned for the next go around. So stay tuned for that. You can get your name right up there where that Skylark emblem is. But enough of that. So let's start getting some context for everybody. So our subject, Jaylen Fleer, is a San Diego detective. He's like 27 at time of this recording. This ball popped off in 2020. Yeah. So he's one of these people where a normal person, without any weird perversions, looks at it and goes, well, what the hell? A 27-year-old, he's got a hot blonde wife. I think they have a kid, or they have at least she's pregnant, I think, or there's something going on baby-wise. And then just to have all this come out, I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it yet, but I mean, come on, people. When social media is involved, that's the thing. I tell everybody all this stuff all the time, right? That we're in regards to true crime, where you don't take pictures of your genitals, or take your cell phone with you, or there's so many things you can do to not get caught, because again, we don't know how much crime goes uncaught, so it's probably a lot. I don't know. But if you're going to use the thing in your pocket that basically tracks you all the time and records your telemetry data, all the apps you use, and basically is listening to you all the time, hello, it's a bad idea too.
It's crazy.
Because again, a genital picture that you take of yourself, it's the second you hear that snapping sound, or the thing is that image exists now in 12 different places, and you can't control 11 of them.
Just because Snapchat says that the things disappeared does not mean said things go away.
Unimaginable amount of people get caught on Snapchat because they have that stupid idea that it just goes away.
Yeah, it's gone. Add a filter to it and it just goes away.
It's just whatever. Everyone should be smarter than that, because we all carry on this stuff in our pocket, right? We should probably know how the fundamentals of it work. Hasn't everybody gone over and had some sort of Sesame Street or the equivalent go over the basics of how computers work, and if you delete something, it doesn't actually delete it, it just writes it as reallocatable. So anyone with software that can crack that stuff can find it.
Yeah, so anybody.
And it's universal. It's not necessarily just true crime. Like if you're a photographer and you're shooting in a digital age and you have a bunch of memory cards, and you want to help a friend out or two, like not to be a conspiracist or whatever, be paranoid, but like be careful who you hand a memory card to, because if they wanted to, they could probably find the program and peel back the layers of that deletion.
Yeah.
And you may be resting easy thinking that all those spicy pictures you took of yourself or whatever, or whatever the crime is, there's no way to get around it sometimes. So whatever. A couple of things too is like, we're not ever going to see the interrogating detectives. There's two of them, this high-pitched voiced lady who's like a upbeat, peppy middle manager, and like her grumpy aunt.
Those two ladies?
Yeah, like, I mean, you'll hear once we get into it. So let's start the show and see what happens to old Jaylen Fleer. P.S. This comes from 5-0 Patrol, so shoot them a subscription if you like this kind of stuff.
Music's fun.
Hi. Thank you very much.
Just like your standard cookie cutter, like reasonably
Street
well-built street cop. Yeah, right. And you look at him, you go, this guy probably has a wife and 2 kids, goes fishing on the weekend, is boring as fuck, but there's a little going on.
I'm Detective Bratton. Nice to meet you too.
It's great to meet you. There we can see one of them.
There she is.
Here in a
I'm
locked
the
office.
Family Protection Unit with the City of Chula Vista Police Department. I work alongside Detective Kale here. We're actually doing an investigation on some allegations that we have to obviously look into. Your law enforcement officer.
So she'll probably get into it, but what tipped this off was like that Crime Stoppers tip of like someone getting funky-ish online with a 12 to 14-year-old.
Oh, so like a kind of like a perverted justice type team, not team, but
Crime
like
Stoppers is a thing that goes beyond perverted justice. Like Crime
Well, yeah.
Stoppers is
there's people on TikTok going into chat rooms pretending to be
right. It's never been more like ethically acceptable to like catfish people, because as long as you're doing it to like bad guys, quote unquote. But then what does that do? Like they get their rocks off feeling like, I don't know, it just feels weird to me. Delete your archives. Pressure.
charcoal tablets do wonders, Kayla. Oh yeah,
For the
I've heard that. Delete your archives is
Delete your
precious.
archives.
I want to make sure though, before we get started, that you're aware that this is a voluntary interview, and so
And things are
I
going
just wanna
great
make
for
sure that
you,
you're aware of
P.S.
all of those.
You can
things.
leave
And so
this
I'm gonna
locked
just
room at
have
any
you-
time.
All of this too, like I'm gonna spoiler alert, these interrogations that we cover here are very seldom masterfully done, or I feel like this one is just like bulletproof. She will ask things in such a way that you go, why are you even bothering? Because it's like she is the pot and the water. The little detective who will chime in every once in a while is the fire that heats the water, and he's the frog who doesn't realize he's being cooked.
This is one of those
Clammy
forms that they
skin.
give
He does look
everybody.
like he just popped out of a grave, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really fit. So if I just happen to cross out as I'm going along.
Okay.
So it says, thank you for coming
Giant hand.
voluntarily to, and then we'll go ahead and just put the admin office.
Okay.
All right. Oh, and of course, you know about body worn. So yeah, this is my body worn. Of course, it audio and video records everything. And there's also an audio recorder here just in case.
Okay.
Like you're
Okay.
wearing one, I'm wearing one, she's wearing one. There's one on
We
the
all
table
have
here.
one.
There's one right there. Yeah,
The doorknob has one.
lawyer up exactly. Like here's the thing. Like he knows what he did, even though that's the thing about like when you commit a crime and you're like in a situation like this, you know what you did, but you don't know what they know about what you did.
Right.
So
You can
if
still
it's
potentially
not
maybe
enough,
get out of it.
Yeah. but You blow smoke up your own ass thinking like you can talk. You're like Jaylen here is like a level 9,000 IQ like chess player, right? Like he's gonna get out of this indirection, okay?
Office at Central Jail. To share your side of the story with us, of course, in regards to the
What
the
story?
report that we're investigating.
Look at this
You're not
big file
under
we have.
arrest and you are not being detained. Do
Whew.
you understand?
Yeah.
I'll have you go ahead and write it in.
I don't think he gets his Garrity right.
You
So
can initial
like,
or say yes, whichever.
Maybe this is just their.
And if you would just go ahead and read the next one.
diddly dee.
Okay, I'll just sign my. There we go. Initial here, and now you have a house.
and then just sign right there under your name. Is that the correct spelling of your name?
Yes, it is.
What if he said no? Or they're like, all right, you're free to go.
Like the insane part of every interaction that goes like this is this exact moment where it's the housekeeping portion, it's the reading of the rights, it's the signing of this, that, or the other, where you're like Jaylen here is Schrodinger's cat. He's in the box with the poison gas and the atomic atom and shit, and he's just waiting for it to open to see which way he's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's like, because that's the thing, he's been living one of those waveforms for God knows how long, being a weird creep to kids. And now that like the two realities are slowly coming together, he's right there at the crest of that wave where if like the masterful criminals will get to that crest and ride it like a championship surfer and slide right out the door. And others eat shit while trying to hang 10. And guess what Jaylen's about to do here?
All right, so just for record's sake, I'm going to go ahead and read what you did initial. So you understand that you're not under arrest and you are not being detained. You understand that you're free to leave at any time. There will not be any locked doors keeping you from leaving. As you notice, that one doesn't have a lock behind you.
Yeah.
You can choose what questions you want to answer, and you can choose to leave or let us know, and we will assist you with the exit. Although you're probably going to be the one assisting me because I don't know my way around here.
Okay.
So you understand,
Okay.
like, if you...
Yeah, I'll help you
She's
out.
like really trying to lighten the mood of like that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
He's
does
shitting his pants.
this, gut check this with yourselves and let me know in the typing square. But doesn't this feel like the interaction when the Germans bought the nuclear power plant and they're talking to Homer and like he knows he's a shitty employee, they know he's a shitty employee, but they have to act like the way they act?
Yeah.
As far as like leaving, you have access points and you know how to leave or where to
I
go.
understand.
Okay.
Modes of
Very good.
egress, if you will.
So I know that I have a lot to delve into, but I really
That's what you wanna hear.
first, if you don't mind.
definitely.
Okay.
I've got
So
a lot.
I'm gonna lean back and get comfortable.
It's like when Chief Hansy was looking at that big folder in front of his ass. Like that was nothing compared to what they have sitting in. Like my head's blocking most of it, but what they have sitting in front of Jaylen, it's as thick as a phone book.
It's a thick, yeah.
Are you comfortable? Do you want to take off your
I'm
duty
good.
belt?
Yeah, I
No,
feel
I'm good.
great.
Okay.
Do you
'cause I
wanna
understand
just
that,
take your clothes
a duty belt gets
I don't
pretty
feel
long.
clammy or sweaty or upset
Take
at
off
all.
any point you
No,
want.
Do you want to take off your duty belt?
So, of course, I've done my research and investigations and everything, so I've learned a little bit about you, but I'd like to learn a little bit more, if that's okay. I found that you went to Santana High School.
I did, yes.
You found that?
Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, so grew up Santana High School, played sports, football, baseball. Went to Grossmont College for a little bit, played baseball there. Then got a job here. Worked at Dick's Sporting Goods before this, so this is my second job. Started working with this department for coming up on 5 years now.
Super short arc, right? Dick's Sporting Goods to cop to criminal.
Did you go
So
to an
baseball seemed pretty
academy?
important to you back in high school.
With the Dick's
what is
Copping
it?
Academy.
Cool. How's your arm holding up?
Cool.
I mean, soreness every once in a while, but I haven't thrown it for a while. So.
Yeah, no, it still kills me.
Right, like how are you going to be? Whatever. Like how I if you play sports after the sports are over and then you leave college, like as your throwing arm, like what? Like how often do you like pitching at like major league or
At 98 miles an
AAA
hour.
speeds and be like, oh, how's your softball arm holding up there?
I played softball.
'Cause you're a
So I
girl.
was, third, short, center, and pitcher.
You're in San Diego?
Yeah, down Hilltop, Indian Valley.
We're best friends now.
But I
Anyway,
know,
these
like,
pictures.
back when, I don't know if it's the same for you, they had no idea like about icing and massaging, and
Yeah, I knew about icing stuff. Yeah.
I did not. So I am paying the price
Girls
for
throw
it.
in her hand, so.
Yes, and it's brutal though. Let me tell you, I'm paying for it still. But so, did you ever play any other sports in high school?
In high school, no, just football and baseball.
Football, baseball.
Yeah.
No
Cool.
rugby. Any
How
girl from
many
Wales?
sports
else
can
in
you
school that you
handle
enjoyed doing?
in high school? How many practices?
Bo Jackson played hockey, cricket, soccer, American football, obviously.
Yeah, but some of those are off. Like the seasons are different. Football and baseball.
Right
in
now,
high
she's
school
just
always
making bullshit conversation. Like, who's going to play more? One sport is enough for most people.
It's pretty sheltered from my mom, so I didn't
Okay.
want to get out much, but yeah, just the sports and stuff.
Okay, how come you say you're
Giving me keeping me squared away, keeping me in line.
What?
Very cool.
So like when they mention people, sometimes
Oh,
they'll
like
do
their
this and-
mom?
yeah, like legitimate like, collateral damage.
Always worked corrections.
Yeah, I attempted to go out to the patrol, went to the academy. Things didn't work out there, so I came back here.
Did
Didn't
you
go
have
to
fun
the
at the
academy.
academy while you were
Oh
there?
yeah, I enjoy it. It's good. I mean, camaraderie and stuff like that. So
A little bit of a red flag here. He got in trouble at the academy flirting with a like female cadet when he was married.
Okay.
He didn't like it.
Married? How many kids?
oh yeah, married. Recently got married this last year in September.
Okay.
We have a kid due on the way in August.
Oh, okay. Boy, girl.
Boy,
Boy, girl.
Very
Yep.
nice.
Boy, girl,
Unfortunately.
yes.
Were you like hoping for?
oh
a
no,
girl?
I said looking forward to
Oh,
it.
looking
Yeah.
forward. I thought you said unfortunately. I'm
No,
like, oh,
no, I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And then just to
The awkward,
yeah,
like weird.
looking forward to having that kid. I'm sure I won't miss the first 9 years of their life due to incarceration of any kind.
And your wife? How long have you known her?
Actually preschool. Yeah, we met in preschool, went separate ways.
What? Let me ask you in the typing square. What's worse, like Jaylen here meeting this woman in preschool, eventually getting married and having a kid, so you've got a long track record before they find out that you're into the under 15? Or would you rather have it be like someone you met as an adult or like between 5 or 10 years ago, so they go like, what? But like you don't have that necessarily pedigree stretching back so far? I don't know how I feel about which one being worse or not.
For her,
back in high
I
school.
think it would probably be like, oh my God, I've known him since we were 5 years old. Like,
Well, yeah,
That's
because
fucked.
that's the implication, right? Because then they're going to search their memory, and if they've known you since childhood, they're going to start correlating a lot more stuff than if they've only known you like 5 years.
right.
Things like I was trying to date her, but she was playing it hard to get again.
Yeah.
Then college came
Plus, she kept getting older every year, and I was like, gross.
around, tried again, and actually ran into her in PB like about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then yeah, we reconnected then and got married,
Sparked.
had a family, bought a house.
It's nice. You don't hear stories that go that far back.
Got a Snapchat account.
So you guys got married just last year, already expecting baby number 1.
Yeah.
Are you still living in Santee?
Yeah,
Okay. Where are you living at?
right across from West Hills.
Those body cams are so
West-
annoying.
Okay. So you're gonna have your kid go to West Hills?
Probably yeah, over Santana.
Are they
yeah.
viral? Are they
Are they viral?
Rivals?
rivals?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
gonna be hard.
So.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard combating, everybody else and doing that.
Anyway.
So do you do anything else as far as for fun? Do you do sports still?
I'll do
So here's the thing, right? Like you're in a very specific situation in a jail with 2 other cops, and they're asking you like lighthearted questions that you would have asked to you at like a party. But what just happened was you just had to initial 8 places and sign your life away.
Yeah, I'd be like, can we just cut out the small talk? What is
Like,
this about?
Here's the thing. Part of me, and if you want to break down these videos in your own head, you know, be my guest. But part of me wants to play devil's advocate every time because you go, well, who would sit there and entertain just like small talk about bullshit in this tight situation and not be like, why am I here? If you're not.
Right.
But there are people out there who like are either gullible or dumb or can whatever. And like, let's say he's on the clock.
Yeah, and obviously he's
Like I wouldn't be in it. Like that's the thing. If you're in a position or a job where like they'll say, "Oh, I have a meeting," and meetings aren't typically things that you go to, so you relish them because it's a rare break where you get to do nothing as a bunch of windbags blow hard about company shit,
well,
and you're on the clock.
and he's either on the clock or he's just getting off the clock. I mean, it's 4:30 or 6:30.
Right, but still, like moral of the story is you like.
I would still be like,
Half of me wants to go like he's entertaining all of this rapport building, read technique
save
bullshit
time.
to get to what they know about him because you would you look worse if you're like, let's just cut to the chase and say what we're here for? Like, I don't want to spend 20 minutes talking about softball.
I'll do softball with the guys here at work and stuff like that.
I mean, the fact that they first started it with like, we have some allegations
How about
that I need to look
video
into.
games, computers,
I'm saying,
any
yeah,
of
that's
you
what I'm saying.
play
Like,
baseball?
get to it immediately. Like, if someone comes to me, like the cops come knocking at my door and they say, we got allegations, And I go, oh, shit, let's talk about that. And they go, well, hey, remember when you played T-ball and you were on the White Sox? I go, I don't give a fuck about that.
Why are you here?
But I'm saying that now with no pressure. If two, like, actual policemen walk into my door and drag me into a police station, me being an innocent person of any, like, you know, major prosecutable crime, let's say, 'cause we all do, like, white speeding and shit, white lies as the category of, I might entertain just some bullshit shooting the shit because I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to come across as overly aggressive, but that's the kind of attitude that probably land my ass in jail for doing jack shit. So, what do you do?
That, do you ever-
Yeah, I'll play video games every once in a while and stuff like that.
Call of Duty,
Not too
bro.
often, watch stuff.
COD.
Video games.
Cool.
Halo.
And I hear your schedule recently changed. How do you feel about the schedule
It's long.
change?
Yeah. 12 and a half in a row. Kills you. 7 off is nice, but it flies by.
Damn.
12 and a
Yeah, the
half.
7 drag
Yeah.
once you're here. So at least you're on your last day today, right?
P.S. Like, what a weird thing to talk about, right? Oh, what's your schedule like? That, like, not for nothing. Like, this is all playing into. I know I'm giving her a lot of shit and him for taking this rapport building bullshit, but this is merely the mixing of the concrete that she is about to pour to build the house of his incarceration.
Yeah.
And it's masterful.
Right. We communicated with some of the people who are going like, hey, when does he work? Thank you for meeting with us here.
Yeah.
We obviously, given COVID, there's not a lot of places you can meet up.
We've
with people
obviously
right
given
now.
you COVID.
Yeah.
You know, that's one comfortable.
Sorry.
There's enough space, and you know, makes you feel like that you're not at your home or randomly out in the middle of nowhere. So, I know RPD is like refusing to let anybody in the doors, so I can understand. How about social media? Are you active on social media at all?
Facebook and
I have
Instagram.
a feeling Jaylen thought there might be a shot to send her some pics of his crank at some point.
Right, and that's the thing with some of these dudes, like, I don't understand the ultra horny of us, like, of humans, right, where they put aside, life or limb can be put on the line for just, like, dipping your dick in something, and I go, what the hell, guys? Like, you have so much to lose, like, for nothing more than just, like, a social infraction, like fucking around on your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, like that can like destroy your reputation, for to a greater or lesser degree, right? And there no laws are being broken. Then you start throwing in like Snapchat and prepubescence and all that starts going, holy fuck. Then you like not only destroy, because like fuck around your wife, maybe you got some kids, your marriage is destroyed, you lose face in some family members' circles and yada yada yada. But imagine all of that times 10, and then you're in jail and you're constantly looking over your shoulder because you're here for things that people
Not
get
good
got
things.
for.
Yeah. I think she got that vibe and played him like a fiddle.
I think she's just a fucking ruthless, because I think at the end of this footage here, they do a little walk through this area here and like search his locker. And when she's not in front of him being all bubbly, she is a fucking murderous bitch. Like, holy hell. I wouldn't.
Had Snapchat back in the day. Got
Lawyer
rid of that
up.
with my wife. We got caught in the academy with her and stuff, some stuff. But
Can you tell me about that, or?
I mean, it was with another recruit in the academy. But
Okay. So you're communicating with another recruit.
And like, look at the look on his face where he's like, Snapchatting with another recruit.
I got rid of it because my wife caught me.
And like, that just like water off a duck's back, right? Like, if I was ever, like, I wouldn't, because like, who has the fucking time, right? Holy shit. Have a full-blown family and try to find time to like fuck around behind their back without them knowing. Like, hello, I've got a job, and like, where would I, like, if I were to like, whatever, maybe she just checked out or whatever, but I just, what the hell, man? It's so stupid to like, I just don't get it. Like, if you're gonna be one of those people who just fucks around and bangs a bunch of people, do that. I worked with a dude who, we were going across the great state of Arizona from small town to small town doing these bank retrofits, fixing up their HVAC, and he was banging one or two random skags in every city we went to and every small hamlet we went to because of Plenty of Fish. And I wasn't up his ass about it because he wasn't married, nor did he have any kids.
Yeah, so he was just being him.
That's the thing. He just knew he wanted to fuck a bunch of random skags and did that. He didn't like go, oh, I'm going to settle down and then keep banging random skags, then have kids and also keep banging skags.
Very good point.
I'm saying, like, don't blow smoke up your own ass because you're building a house that you're going to burn down.
I was back in. I stopped. Everything got cut off. Got rid of.
Kind of.
I mean, I didn't delete the Snapchat. I just got deleted the app. So I haven't used it for like, I don't know, a year and a half now.
2 months and a half.
So on Facebook, just because I like to jot down everybody's social media when I can, what's your Facebook login?
I like to jot down people's social medias when I can. Like, take a pencil and a piece of paper and jot down people's social medias
Can
when
I
I
add
can.
you as a friend
Your,
after
username.
this?
I think just under Jaylen Fleer.
It's your name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you said Instagram? Is that right?
Instagram, yeah.
Okay. What's your Instagram username?
Instagram. God damn it. Why am I always late to everything? You're not that late. Only a half hour.
Yeah,
And
we've
then
only
you said
seen
you got rid of Snapchat.
8
but you did have
seconds.
it. What was it?
Just Jaylen Fleer.
another fucking like big brain move, right? Like if you're going to use a social media account to do skeezy things, which people are doing all the time.
Totally use your full name.
Yeah, use your government name, and if you can, throw your birthday in there somehow.
Why not?
Like, you know,
At least the year.
Jaylen Fleer, 7/13, 1992. Or like, I love perv shit. Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, Allison, we can talk about cars now.
Yeah, you
that
gotta
you're
talk
here.
about cars. If you missed the cars talk, we can circle back around. You can literally cruise the vista. I mean, one day we'll do a Cars lore. From your mouth to God's ears, we'll do a Cars lore show.
We have to.
So the one that you had there, and has that account since been deleted or just
That one,
deactivated?
that's just delete the app. I think it's still there.
Okay.
I think I've
I
been
know
using
when
it
it comes to
consistently.
Facebook, you connect it to an email address. Do you know what email address is connected to it?
Jaylen Flair at Gmail.
What if we did that instead? Like Salmon does like the calls. What if every time somebody mentions an email in an interrogation, we'll email them and see if we get a response.
Mail not deliverable.
And then your Instagram
Error
account,
404.
what's the email?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And I know sometimes with Snapchat, they'll have you either sign up with a phone number or an email.
I believe it's my phone number.
Jesus, what a long phone number.
Okay. Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool,
Sweet.
Jaylen. You know what I love about that? The fact that you use your phone number. That is so very cool of you.
Awesome.
I don't know. Do you have any questions for me before you?
You'll have to pardon my old Ford Model A out there idling. If I shut it off, like it takes literally 6.5 hours to warm up the block. So I'm just gonna leave it running right outside the door. Is that cool?
What this is about?
Yeah. So we're.
Oh yeah. P.S. It's been 10 minutes. Why am I here?
What is it?
Softball?
Yeah. Do you have any
Into some
questions for
allegations
me?
that were made
Yeah,
were
why?
it started with a crime stop.
Could you imagine like the left turn? Like this would be like winning the lottery 1,000 times over. We're like, you're Jaylen Fleer. You know exactly what you did. You walk into this room and they have you sign something, basically signing your life away. And at the end of this arc in this rainbow, like the pot of gold is, hey, we're putting a softball team together. We think you'd be a great captain. You go, holy shit, yeah, of course.
I'm down.
Stop a report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that,
Looked exactly like you
Is
because it
this
had
your
your face
wiener?
and body.
you know, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this
To the
picture
bottom of this
before.
file. Hold on.
Those are my balls, all
I have
right.
like 15 million things here. Okay.
It's if you've Googled this guy, it's the picture you've seen of him where it's like a little overexposed, a little blown out, and he's like, you'll see it, but it's like it's been everywhere, and it's like that's the thing, man. Like Jesus Christ, like it's super easy now. It's like getting easier to like deep fake stuff. Like there's somebody on Instagram that keeps getting marketed to me who keeps putting Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on different
Nice.
pieces of pop culture. But like, I mean, I don't know. Because, like, you've seen the thumbnails for this show. Like, it was very easy for me to steal a picture of Jaylen Fleer off of any number of websites. Just download it.
Oh, yeah.
Cartoonize it. And then, that's the thing. But I hope there's, like, we're not in that area of, like, 2002 where you can just fabricate a bunch of evidence that the court doesn't know that the internet even exists. And they go, guilty. I hope someone would look into, like, if someone stole a bunch of my pictures of me and, like, passed them out, like, in a criminal way, and they came back to me, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, hello, Facebook, and, like, Control-C, Control-V, and I'm a criminal?
And there you go.
So this
Jameson
picture
says,
right
I love this interrogation. She's like he who remains in Loki, just paved the road by letting him walk right down it.
Right, but the thing is, and I keep undercutting it because Jaylen is such a fucking douche, but she is so good at what she is doing. It doesn't feel, because here's what you can do, is like you can do the read technique and not give a fuck and don't read the room. Just go through the pattern and try different things and go like technology and like appeal to family and legacy and like do all the things but not know how a person works. Or you do your fucking homework like what this lady did and basically fill out the narrative without him there and then just ask him to confirm all the things that you know about him in a casual way so he builds his own jail cell out of bars while you're teaching him to weld.
Yeah, that's definitely me. I went to Grossmont.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
22.
I don't know, 20?
20? Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
High key. That's what we call in the photography industry high key. There's low key and high key. So my personal favorite is low key because my favorite part of that spectrum is the dark. So low key is you'll have a very dark atmosphere, maybe a bright pop of light to give a single perspective on a subject, whether that be a person or an object of, whatever. Whereas high key is the opposite. You're going to blow out the background and maybe even lose a little bit of your face like you would in low key to shadows. And it just feels a little
rough,
yes, but also a little like dated. Like high key feels very 90s and very like Nagel-esque. It
reminds me, that picture just reminds me of like a punk rock person from the 90s taking that picture.
Yeah, high key, if you don't do it right, is not good. Like low key really hits the spot like 9.5 times out of 10.
No, he said his age. He was 22 when he took that picture.
His name was 22.
My name is 22.
She said her name was 22? She said her name was 22. She said she was 22. Brought you an apple pie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Jaylen
Have you ever shared
Griffith.
this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Tons, right?
Probably my wife, to be honest.
Oh, and P.S., like, that's the thing. Like, that would be one he probably gave to a zillion people.
Right.
Like,
It's not like a nude photo.
Yeah, like, if you're out prowling social media, like, if you're single, you got, like, some go-to pictures of yourself. I had them. You had them. If you are looking, you have them now on your phone. I guarantee it.
I still have David's picture somewhere on my phone that he had on his dating profile when I met him.
No, and that was one of my go-tos.
That was a good one.
I had, some intent behind them, obviously. Like, I knew what I was doing when I was creating these photos, which I'm sure Jaylen did when he did this high-key bullshit. But, yeah, like, he would... If someone were to ask me, like, if they were, like, the photo I'm thinking of me, in my mind, if someone would ask me a question like that, you give that? Literally everybody, bitch! Like, anybody who I thought I would... had a 0.0001% chance with. They got that photo. So, yeah. Dozens? I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I talked to other girls back in the day, too, but
Obviously.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Lady killer.
If you had to guesstimate how many times you may have shared the photo, how many times?
That one, maybe just a couple times, once or twice.
Okay. So definitely to your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used that photo for your wife, and you were about 20 years old in the photo. You did share it on Snapchat, and then maybe some other girls you were talking to?
I mean, yeah, this was a long time ago, so I don't really remember who it was.
Okay. Have you ever posted it as, like, your profile photo, or
No, that one.
ever
No.
post it on
That
Instagram.
one's not good enough for a profile picture.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Are your accounts, is your Instagram and your Facebook, are they private?
They are.
Okay. And I know Snapchat is all private, right? I mean, you have to add somebody.
Yeah, I believe I had that. Yeah.
You can't just
request a friend.
Yeah, you can't just be anyone. So that one's at least a little bit better, where it's like you have to actively search for somebody, right? Okay, so you in the photo, and is that a gross font? Is that gross font?
Yeah, it's
emblem?
gross font colors.
Okay, cool. That makes
It's cool. It's really cool that you wear like highly recognizable emblem emblazoned material that you use in the evidence that you disperse to your sexual crimes. Cool. Super cool.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks, Jaylen. Cool.
amazing. So as far as like
You recognize his penis, Jaylen?
Sure. So this photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Yikes.
Have you ever communicated with
Okay.
females that we've already recognized that yes you have with your
once,
recruit from the past. Is there anyone else you've communicated with?
I think this is where, like, most of the time, I think we're all comfortable with the reaction, right? Like, if someone drops a heavy allegation, if the reaction from the person isn't like lighthearted dismissal or like mind-blowing rage, if they just go, huh, like Jaylen did, it's like, whoa, you fucking missed the mark, dude. Because there's one interrogation out there. Forgive me because I can't remember the name of this guy because it's infuriating to see innocent people get fucked over. But I believe he's an African-American guy, and the detective is like, hey, guess what? We got video, we got this and that. And he does the opposite of what you'd expect an innocent, cliche person would do. Because if someone were to go like, hey, we got you murdering someone on tape, you go, what the fuck? This is bullshit, and you're cooking the evidence. But he has the exact opposite disposition. He goes, great, pull out the video, show the shit, and let's get this over with. And like... That's the thing. If you're a bad interrogator and you're not reading the room, you're not going to get human interaction. And that's what is so shitty about this critical balance is like, if you don't have the ability to read a room accurately, you'll just steamroll over someone. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, that's the thing. You're looking for, in some cases, you're looking for extremes, sure. But when you're looking for an extreme and they react in the middle like a big ol', we got some allegations of a 12-year-old saying that, sexual allegations. You know what I'm talking about here, Jaylen? What? Like, hello? Like, if someone in his, like, I'm in his position, right? I know I've got a wife and kid at home, and someone goes, oh, we a 12-year-old that made some allegations. I'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. Show me that shit right now.
Right. Yeah.
But then again, I'm also saying that not in front of two policemen because... no matter how much you want to be like, yo, fuck that shit. Like, I'm my own badass bitch. Like, being in a police station in front of two detectives would be like
a little intimidating.
Pretty nut curling. Suck them up into your body cavity.
I mean, back then, no, just close friends and coworkers and stuff like that.
Just close friends get that blown at high key. No.
Is there any reason why your phone number and
Is there any reason?
email might be linked to a different Snapchat account?
Another one? No, I never had another one. Just the Jaylen Clear one.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that
cell
phone
phones
number
work,
and email
Jaylen.
wouldn't be attached to.
Keep all your data always, all the time. Stoive?
And your schedule. I know that you work every 7 days on and 7 days off. What is your wife's schedule like?
She's every Friday, Saturday off. Day shift, so typical 9 to 5.
Okay, so she works 9 to 5 and you work like the complete opposite schedule.
Depends. Every 3 months we rotate days and nights.
Okay, and how?
Oh, she's a cop too?
I don't know what she is, but
It seems like
I can't imagine. I think when he says we rotate, I think he means his station. I don't think she's a cop.
Well, she only gets Fridays and Saturdays off, so I mean,
Right,
yeah,
but
I guess.
she has.
Yeah.
If he's saying a typical 9 to 5, she's not like
Right.
on the job. They'd say.
Yeah.
How long have you been on nights now?
Nights now, probably a little over a month now, month and a half.
Oh, so he just started his shift probably because it's like 6:30.
All right.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
So
Hey,
I mean,
here's the thing. You guys that Mirandized me, what's your opinion on me getting legal representation?
you think I
right
need it?
now, and I'll go over the Bahila with you, we're investigating allegations that were made that you were communicating with a younger female on Snapchat and potentially some material might have been shared.
Okay.
Some
Potentially.
photos, some images, stuff like that. So
Some photos, some images, some mimeographs, a couple JPEGs or two, a GIF or a GIF. I think we had like a PDF in there somewhere. There was a ping at one point.
we, of course, want to be able to hear what happened from your side, if that in fact did occur, or if it didn't occur, we want to obviously
Everyone that I
determine
talked to, I mean, was about my age, I remember.
Okay. So who have you talked to?
My wife. I mean, this was back then when I...
Yeah, we pulled you in here to talk about your wife, you fucking
On
idiot.
Snapchat,
Like,
yeah.
hey, wait, you've been talking to your wife on Snapchat? We're going to waste not company, but government time and research.
Yeah.
Like this, they're going to blow taxpayer money on you talking to your wife on Snapchat? I mean,
Did you send nudes on Snapchat to your
maybe
wife?
in James Hansy's district, right?
I had Tinder, so I did meet people on Tinder and stuff. Everyone should have been older than that to know of because
Should have been.
18 and up.
Should have been that I knew of.
Did you ever meet up with anyone that you met on Tinder?
On Tinder, my ex-girlfriend, yeah, and we dated for like 3 years.
Okay, what's your ex-girlfriend's name?
That's a long name.
Sad Cheyenne.
Oh.
This is the longest name in the history of the world.
Can you
Jesus
spell that
Christ.
for me? Sure. You have her email address?
How do you spell that? Yeah. What's her social security? You got her phone number and address on you too? Holy fuck.
What's her social?
You dated for 3
Yeah.
years.
Your
After
blood type.
Tinder?
So I met her on Tinder in college when I was playing baseball, and we dated for about 3 years.
Well, you clearly don't know the concept of Tinder.
I was on Tinder long, yeah.
Okay, so how old were you then when you dated her?
Oh, shoot, maybe like 20. Like
College
20.
age.
Yeah,
And how old was she?
same age. She was
Same
like
age?
my age, yeah.
Okay.
Were you ever invited to any birthday parties or like they hung pinatas from trees?
So, yes, on Tinder, when you were on Tinder, and forgive me, I'm not very well versed on Tinder.
Even though
do
I just told
have
you
a
you did it
username
wrong.
there as well?
Shoot, I can't remember. It might have just been Jaylen or Jaylen or something like that.
So,
Here's the thing, right? Like in everything there are levels. It feels like the beat cops, I don't want to be disparaging towards people, but it definitely feels like there are certain people who can't rise above a certain rank. Because in my head, right, you want to get into a situation and go up and become smarter and better at whatever it is. So it just felt natural to me that when you became a cop, you'd start doing the beat, you'd get whatever, do partner, you go to homicide or whatever, make detective. Like making detective or lieutenant or whatever, that always seemed like
Moving through the ranks.
right. But like every time I would talk about that with cops that I knew or were related to, I'd be like, oh, you're gonna try to make detective? They go, no. I don't give a fuck about that. Some people are just cogs who want to be installed in a machine and left where they are.
Yeah.
And that's Jaylen. It just feels like he's,
Because if they,
he's a punch card.
like, I don't want to be negative to police officers, but I mean, if you don't want to move to detective, they might just like sitting at a construction site for 8 hours with their lights on.
And that's just part of it. I think it's just there are some people who are okay with just, clocking in, receiving a set of instructions and filling it, like running a computer program through your brain throughout an 8-hour, 12-hour shift, whatever the case may be. But like, I don't know, man, like some people just, I don't know, whatever, like it's just weird to me that you would want to like get into an entry level position and just like really polish that spot for yourself.
And I think a lot of it is maybe, I don't know, I'm not a cop, but like, I guess I can compare it kind of to my job where I was doing data building research studies into a computer system. And every study was always different. And so the police officers that are street police officers are always doing something different. There's a different person they're either pulling over or different something.
Right, and I get that, but what I'm saying is like it becomes a matter of like outgrowing. We talked about this on the last show, like outgrowing your situation.
Yeah.
Like if you want to become a motorcycle rider and you start with a 50cc hog, you're gonna outgrow it super fast. But if you don't give a shit, like I guess I just can't identify with that person who like starts whatever. It's moot. Whatever. We're talking about Jaylen.
So Jay.
Yeah, probably Jaylen, to be honest. Jaylen.
Do you ever go by Jay?
Friends call
No,
me
I literally use my government name on every piece of social media, so it'll be easier
Always.
to track all of my crimes back to me.
Jay once in a while.
All right.
Call me J-Dog.
Okay, so Tinder,
Jizzy.
Snapchat,
J-boy.
Instagram, Facebook, any other
boy.
social media sites that you've delved into or used.
Grinder. Oh,
No.
Bing.
Okay.
Whisper.
All right.
Kick.
Of course, we've spoken to, obviously the
Of
other
course.
parties involved and kind of gotten some of the information. And so the reason why this particular photo was kind of brought up is because this photo was sent to this female, which is why I wonder if this photo would be in anyone else's hands.
I mean, for someone being younger, no, it wasn't anyone I sent younger.
P.S. It's so hard to keep it under wraps because spoiler alert. Like, not only is he like, I'll use my government name, birthday, whatever in my screen name, I'll also tell people my schedule, where I work, what I do, and like leave nothing to the imagination. Like, if you're gonna fuck around behind your spouse, like the I don't know, whatever. This is an old cliche, but like Superman puts on glasses and he's Clark Kent. Like, Jaylen didn't even put on glasses to become sex pervert Jaylen.
No, it was just
Didn't change his hair, used the same name. He's just like, I hope no one ties these two identities together, even though they're identical.
literally like, I'm a police officer.
Like, you might as well throw your social security number in your fucking username, you stupid douche.
So this photo was sent within the last 3 weeks. Have you sent this
No,
photo?
definitely not. It wasn't me.
Not to anyone
Definitely
within the
not.
last 3
It
weeks.
wasn't me.
Classic Shaggy.
And you've only shared it with a select few people.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was a long time ago. So
I mean, come on, man.
So I want to make sure to get
It's a
all the people
million
you have shared
years
it with,
ago.
just to make sure they wouldn't try to send it.
yeah, no, I mean, I know there's like screenshots and stuff. I don't remember that one being screenshotted on Snapchat.
I can find it easily.
Yeah, because
I did.
Snapchat lets you know when you're
Yeah,
screenshotting.
he'll tell you. So that was a long time ago. So,
What a like Snapchat telling you that something's been screenshotted. Like, imagine being that idiot who's like, yeah, Snapchat is totally untraceable, and then like receiving that notification, like a screen grab was snatched of your dick or whatever, and you go, wait, what?
That's crazy.
Okay. So, you don't know who I might be able to connect with this photo as far
on
as
that one, no, that was a long time ago.
You said you've only shared it a couple times?
Yeah, I mean, just a basic photo. I mean, I wanna,
I mean, clearly it is just a basic photo.
But even if it's a lie, say dozens, right? Like hundreds, like
There's
whatever.
so many people, I don't even remember. It was years ago.
It is not outside of the realm of possibility for photos to be stolen and used wholesale for nefarious or just misleading purposes.
Right.
Friend of the show, PJ, lost a bunch of weight, documented his weight loss through pictures on a website which were stolen and used as a pyramid scheme, like weight loss marketing ploy. So I would be like, hey, I know a guy, and that could be happening here. Plausible deniability much? But to be like, no. Like, I gave it to maybe 3 people my entire
That's
life.
it. Ever.
Idiot.
So it was either your wife or whoever the other person you might have shared it with that might have shared the photo again?
Do you think your wife has interest in
question is-
12-year-olds?
my wife already did that.
Yeah.
We've been together and stuff for so long.
Well, so you dated this girl for 3 years, and when you were 20, that's 23, you kindled your relationship with your wife about 3 years ago?
Like literally, it was about a month apart from my
The
ex.
other one. So you've been with her for 3 years,
Yeah.
so you like the long-term relationships.
I've always been in long term.
3 to 3. All right. So, this, like I said, this photo was sent to this person, so they were in possession of it, and we can't find any connection or reason why this photo would end up with this particular person if it wasn't shared by someone you may know or yourself.
agree. Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
You're right.
Whoa, you
Who is this
nailed me.
person?
Lawyer?
Yeah.
My wife wouldn't have done that. So I don't know why she would share that. So I don't know. It's a long time ago.
It's a million
9 years ago.
The hair was there, Jaylen. It was a million years ago, maybe, but the hair was there. Shmita saw it.
My ex, it was a bad breakup with my ex, but she wouldn't have saved something like that either. So, I mean, I don't know who would have.
Might have been Andy Vermaeten. Yeah, I don't know. Poof. So wait, you hauled me in here because someone used a completely G-rated picture of me, classic blown out style. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's 2020.
If that's the thing, I don't know. I would at this point, if I were legitimately innocent and just dragged in off the street, I'd be like, come on, guys, can we just please get to what the fuck? Like, if after what are we at? 17 minutes, someone goes, here's a headshot of you fully clothed, and it ended up in the hands of someone younger than you would expect. I go, okay, come on,
Cut
like
to the
what?
chase.
What are we doing?
Well, in 2020, realistically, there were scammers and shit 3 years ago.
And that's the, I'd be like, come on, let's cut to the chase. But if I'm like Jaylen here and I know that there's like,
More
a
than
mushroom
this.
picture out there, I'd be like, "Ooh, I hope they don't have that." So you're not going to be in a hurry to be like, well, what else do you got? Because you don't want them to pull a Chris Hansen and like, Lord Armstrong sitting as your butt cooks in that chair and get showing pictures of your own penis.
So, I mean, I met girls on Tinder and stuff back in the day. And yes, some save stuff, but I don't know who would save a picture like that. I mean, a nude, maybe, yeah, they would save. Not that one.
I'd save a nude, but not a fully clothed picture. I mean, come on.
And there's nothing wrong with this photo, right? It's just
No,
you.
I agree. I don't know how it would get in the hands of a younger person. I don't know.
Okay. There were also some conversations that were exchanged between you and.
So that's the thing. It's not even a lie of omission, right? Like a lie of omission is like if, whatever. We all know what lies of omission are. This is a straight up denial of bullshit. Like it's not like, oh, I don't know how it could have gotten there. I definitely know I didn't do it or whatever, some bullshit. But like, just to be like, no, I don't know. I mean, I'm totally in the dark, detective. Maybe you should detect something. But like, that's the thing. Jaylen is too stupid to want to become a detective, so he doesn't. That's the thing that I guess bums me out is like those who become cops simply for like the physical exertion of like power over, let's be
Other
real, like,
people.
the poor and drug addicts and shit. Whereas like instead of using your mind to circumvent the need for mechanical force, but Jaylen here is a crowbar and. I don't know what the metaphor sort of falls apart because he's a tool built for physical labor and she is some sort of analytical like AI computer program, but you can't use that against a crowbar. So that's why I'm having trouble with the metaphor.
This person.
Me? Okay.
Me?
I didn't talk to anybody younger, though.
Not on Snapchat.
No.
Not recently.
Not recently, no.
Or not ever. I'd be like, not ever.
No, you said
Not
all of your
recently,
social media
not
accounts are
ever.
private, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're a law enforcement officer, so I know that you've also taken the time to make your plates confidential.
I mean, back in the day, I
Yeah.
don't think my current ones are, though.
I mean, obviously, I ran your plates.
Okay.
So you're still driving the Ford Fusion,
Yeah,
and is it
It's a
black
nice
or gray?
car.
it's great.
Okay. And you got tinted windows on it still.
Yeah.
And so,
I've done my homework.
when it comes to the photo, I really want to understand why this person would be in possession with the photo. But the only one who could really help me with that is you.
Yeah.
See, right now is when I would probably get too excited and start tipping my hand and like drop the girl's name. Like so you don't know blank
X,
or
yeah.
you have never had any, there's no reason, blah, blah, blah. But she's playing it slow and steady, which I don't know. It's frustrating because it's like losing a tooth, right? Some people can't work up the gumption to just tie the dental floss to the doorknob and pop it out. But sometimes that doesn't work so good, and you have to do the slow pull. But oh man, it just feels like agony.
Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal
Ding dong
life.
pictures.
And based on some of the information
Hey, P.S. Remember we were talking about like your personal life earlier, the baseball and your schedule and what you do for a living? Whoops.
you share with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
Huh.
So is there any reason why the
Any reason?
person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies that would be doing something like that.
You're a cop. You don't have any enemies?
Can I ask
Not
what
to do
information
something.
was shared? What they know?
We know that you're a baseball player.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people know that.
Yeah. So that information was kind of shared.
Okay.
I probably told 3 or 4 people I played
my wife,
baseball.
one of them.
1 to 2 people I shared a picture with. Who knows? Well, could have been either of them. I mean, how are you going to chase down all those leads, detective?
Your work schedule.
It's been 5 years now I've worked here.
Specifically, the transition to 7 days on, 7 days off.
Crap.
P.S. Why would you need to tell a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old that, right? Like, aside from just like trying to get big nuts about impressing a 14-year-old about how many hours you work as a police officer.
Or trying to schedule a time to see
Oh
them.
my God. Like when I was doing, I mean, I was never doing stuff like this, but when I was like on the meat market, so to speak, like I wasn't sharing unnecessary shit like that because it's number one, unnecessary, but number 2, like who gives a fuck? But like slather on the icing of like it being illegal, like all these extra details and like, oh, you know, I'm a cop and like
When I first met
my
David,
time shit.
So when we first met, I ended up moving into his house 3 weeks later, and I didn't know at the time
I was a murderer.
that he was a murderer
Dexter style.
and that he went away on these bank jobs until like a couple days before. He's like, yeah, I'm going up to Parker. I'll be back in a week. And I'm in a brand new house living alone with 2 random dogs that I've only known for 3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, bye.
They protected you just fine.
Yeah. But still, I mean, you didn't tell me that stuff. And we were dating. And he's talking to some 12-year-old telling him about his 7-on-7 off shit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no... It just feels like the oversharing feels like he's got some major issues because wanting to hang out with people under your intelligence and or maturity bracket is already like a red flag. But having to like break your back to impress them by telling them what you do, like how many hours you work, and all, because like that's the sort of thing that would impress a 14-year-old. Like, I'm a cop who works all of these hours and just reason them. Like, who are you trying to impress? Like they don't even have a 10 speed, right? Like, what's going on?
They don't have a concept of a job.
I haven't shared anything like that recently.
Right, like a 14-year-old is worried about what mass market consumer products make you horny, right? Like when I was a kid, it was like, you know, Josta soda, it'll make you horny. And meanwhile, like we're all, you know, juiced up to the brim with testosterone and estrogen trying to bang each other.
Right. These are the days I work. My address is blank, and I keep a
Seriously.
key under the mat. And these are the days that my wife works.
But like, oh yeah, I just busted a dude. Like, you even drop like criminal names, like really tie yourself to cases that you have a definite link to. Jesus.
Couldn't tell
Such
you
a
who that.
fucking idiot. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck with your investigation, detective, but I
Bye.
can't help you.
So let's take it back a little bit.
Okay.
You said
When you
played
were in high
football.
school.
In high school, right?
Break it down.
Oh, Jesus.
What position did you play?
I was a defensive end.
Defensive end. Did you have the same jersey the whole time you played?
My last 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, P.S. You know what would be stupider, possibly, than using like your birthday or your social security number in your screen name? It might be the name you kept on your jersey for 10 years.
82, and first 2 years changed up.
And what year did you graduate?
2011.
Yikes.
Okay. So, I know as an athlete, you know, sometimes when I would do my usernames and stuff, I would kind of use a combination of my things that I know about myself, right? So that way I wouldn't forget it.
I'd be like, Diane Pizza.
So this particular picture came from an account
I'm going to write it down.
with this username, right? J178211. Okay. And I recognize that your jersey name in college was 17.
Yes, it
And
was.
then high school
82
was
is
82. And it was 11. In
I never
2011.
had 11.
No, as far
Like if you had to give yourself a serial number, like you did it perfectly. Like if you needed literally anybody anywhere to recognize you immediately, is like you would serialize yourself in such a way. And then he gave it to the person who could throw him in jail because they were 14.
as you graduated in 2011.
I did, yeah.
And it goes by Jay, and it is a Snapchat account that has some links to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of that account.
Okay.
It's weird that it has your name, all three of your
All the
team
things.
numbers, and also like there's a little emoji of your penis at the end. I forgot to mention that.
Have you ever shared any images
Would there be any reason?
your penis with anyone?
Yikes.
And
Yeah, of course.
Is this your wiener?
Here
sir?
again, like that's the thing. It's like now that cell phones are proliferated into every facet of society, I don't know, hard numbers, but I'm going to say the lion's share of people are sharing pictures of their sensitive areas with other people. So
I've seen a lot of dick pics.
exactly. And so like that's the thing. Is like there are some cases in which I would just start eating crow because I would rather be embarrassed in front of a bunch of like meathead cops than to be like, no, I've never sent a picture of my balls to anyone. Hot on the heels of like being like, yeah, here's a picture that's G-rated and I sent it to 2 people. But then be like, oh yeah, tons of penis pics. I was just handing them out. Like, have you been to Vegas when those dudes would
Those
like
clicking
be clicking
cards?
those cards and be like, here's a prostitute? That's how many times I was just sending out dick pics. But like, that blown out high key picture of me, it's like breaking out the expensive wine. Dick pics are a dime a dozen.
How many
That
times
is
did you
Mr.
That's
Penis.
Mr. Penis.
Lot.
He was trying to meet Mrs. Vagina.
can you kind of explain that a little bit more to me?
I mean,
I would get horny. I would meet someone on Tinder, and I would send them my penis pic. But here's
Dated
the
him for
thing:
3 years.
this is another like what? Because it's like, hey, I didn't send my like headshot to anybody. I've been in steady, solid, long-term relationships for the past 6 years plus, let's say. And then to be like, oh yeah, tons of penis pics just all over the place. Oh my God. They're just like flying and to
They
be like,
can't identify him by
they-
his wiener.
but then she has got to be like, okay, when did that happen? And he's got to be like, because you can't say anything sooner than 6 years ago.
That month between the 2-3-year relationships.
back in the day, Tinder and stuff, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know how Tinder is.
Yeah, she already told
High
you did
school.
Tinder wrong because you found a woman, a long-term relationship.
But he was still sending penis pics. And full disclosure, I never sent a penis pic to anybody I met on a dating site until it was a sure thing.
Yeah, junior high.
Like I wouldn't be like, hey, my name's Jaylen Fleer. Here are my jersey numbers. I like football and baseball, and
He's
I'm a
never
cop.
sent me one.
I just straight up, because I'm not stupid. That's the thing. I realize the implications of taking a penis pic, even a harmless one. Even a harmless one. Because we touched upon it earlier in the show, where like embarrassing things can ruin your reputation regardless of legal status.
I agree.
I don't need genital pictures of mine or the people I'm closely associated with floating around out there.
Did you ever share any videos of you having sex with anyone?
Whoa.
With anyone? No. I've always had personal videos of me and my wife. That was it. And my ex actually had one,
What does your ex look like?
but she's blonde.
She's blonde. Okay.
That's it. The end. She's blonde. That's all
So
she
you've
looks
never
like.
shared-
looks like Cousin Itch. Just a huge pile of
It's just
blonde hair
blonde.
that was a bowler hat.
Any videos?
No, I have not. No.
Just still shots.
Yeah.
Again, like here's the thing though. Like there are ways around. Like if that's your thing, right? Like one of your kinks is like having hard evidence of you having
wanna make a porn.
intercourse. Yeah, like you can buy. There's still technology that exists out there that hypothetically could keep your security safe. Like not necessarily. Like here's the thing. Let me show you something. So here are two cameras, right? So I've got a Nikon. I forget what this is. I think it's the Z6. And when I take photos and videos, I have to use like professional video software, but I have to go out of my way not to let it upload to a cloud somewhere.
Right.
Because not only do I not need just random people having access to my photos, like it's a pain in the ass, you have to pay money for that storage or whatever. But then here's this thing. Like this is a 1 megapixel camera that I can snap 4,000 pictures on and just put them on a computer with zero internet access, buy a printer, print them all out myself. Like I don't need to go be a pervert in a 1 hour photo or anything like that. Like there are still ways to be like a video or a photo sex pervert and do it without the. Obviously, there's going to be a slight chance of leakage and embarrassment, but there are still ways to do it.
Yeah. And it's much, much less of a chance.
Nobody realizes, again, what, like, just imagine taking one picture, pushing that button to that little area on your screen, and you save it. I guarantee you're one of those people who's like, yeah, I've got cloud storage or this or that. I'm going to send it to someone. It's going to pass through multiple servers.
See, not that I don't take, nude photos of myself or whatever, but like, I think I don't have backup to the cloud on my photos. So it doesn't back up to a cloud. It's just on my phone. But
Right,
I
but
still wouldn't go taking nudes of
We
myself.
as lay people don't know. Because again, if you take that picture and then delete it,
Yeah.
it's still there. So here's the thing. Like your worst fears could come true. You take a bunch of weird lewd pictures and the person you're fucking dies and you deleted them all. And you don't know they've died or have been murdered. The police come knocking and all the photos are deleted. And you're just embarrassed about the sex thing. You don't know they've been murdered. So you're like, I don't know. I never had seen them before in my life. And they take your phone and they go, here's a bunch of naked pictures of a person who's dead. And you go, they're dead? And they go, yes. And then you're in jail. All because you wanted to cover up an embarrassing sexual experience.
And then you're in jail.
I know this is kind of personal, so let me know if you get uncomfortable at all. Can you tell me what
Penis pictures.
Wouldn't this all be
dozens,
uncomfortable?
Hundreds. This is where it's going to get uncomfortable, Jaylen.
some of those images look like?
My penis.
Video I had.
Like the shaft, the head.
I use toys. It's awkward, but yeah, I use toys on my wife and stuff. But,
Okay. Can you explain the toys?
Right, and that's the thing. If you want to do, I'm not going to bash people who want to record themselves because maybe you want to do like that Monday morning quarterback. You check out your gameplay footage and you go, hey, check it out.
Check out your gameplay.
Here's where
next
we're
time.
going to tighten up the game later, like in the fourth quarter when shit gets sloppy. There are ways you can do that.
Look, Allison,
Just think about it.
I'm not saying that I haven't worn something and sent something. I have not sent a nude photo of myself to David.
Right, it's
Or
just one of those
anybody.
things where, like, here's the thing. If you're in different states or different part of the country or deployed, you're on a job that takes you this, there, or the other place, I'm not going to say never do it. I'm just saying, like, think about it. Because, like, celebrities get their shit hacked all the time. And it doesn't, like, people are always getting their shit hacked, like the iCloud, Google, like you don't know where all this shit is going. I'm not saying it'll destroy your life, but it would be mildly embarrassing if like someone, like imagine just coming into your office one day and like one of your office mates like laughing like ha ha ha, and like people gather around, you go, what's going on over here? And you just see them go like whoop, and as they flip that phone around, like that's a picture of your shaft and balls, and you go no. And Even if it's nothing more than just an awkward day at the office, like, think about it, people. Do whatever you want. I'm just saying, think about the repercussions.
She's your wife, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's your wife. It's
Oh, for
intimate.
sure. Actually, y'all are starting to scare me now. Like, I never thought of the cloud.
Well, I'm not doing it to scare you, right? I'm just saying, like, think about the repercussions, because an innocent person can be thrown into the barbecue pit and raked over the coals should the circumstances go tits up. You know
My
what I mean?
coworkers at Subway better not see shit.
Right, and this is the thing. Maybe at Subway we'll have like some cameras.
Subderv.
Yeah, we'll have at Subway. Yeah, I can't use the Subway name anymore. At Subderv sandwiches. I'll have a bunch of like, not necessarily high res. We'll say like maybe 3 megapixel cameras that don't necessarily connect to the internet or are usable in modern day editing software. So your genitals are safe when you come to my sub shop.
Intimate. We
Sounds
totally get
The
this.
Subderv promise.
Dildos, a vibrator. That's really it.
There's only so many toys, right? I mean, like, it should be obvious the things
Right,
that you
like-
use on a woman.
I mean, if you're an adult, this shouldn't be a surprise to you. But if you walk into a sex shop, you're basically going to, I don't know. It's not even like going into 31 flavors. A sex shop is no Baskin Robbins. A sex shop is vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. And it is a store full of like, here's vanilla. Here's a smaller amount of vanilla. Here's a greater amount of vanilla. Here's a little bit of vanilla with some strawberry. Here's a little strawberry chocolate. But that's the thing. It's like when you walk into a Subway, if you were to do the math, there are probably tens of thousands of different sandwich combinations because of all the ingredients. But you're still walking out of there with a fucking submarine sandwich. It could be a wall of dildos 8 feet high and 40 feet long. You're still walking out with a phallus.
You and your wife haven't been in that house too long, right? When did you guys move in?
About a year and a half ago.
And you guys, how many bedrooms are in the house?
4.
4. Do you guys live with anyone else?
No,
My roommate, Steve Dave.
Do you guys have a master bedroom?
we do.
No, they're all slave bedrooms.
Can you tell me about your master bedroom?
So,
What do you want to know?
I mean,
It's got a bed.
just a big white room, big king bed. I mean, there's nothing really special to it.
A few jizz stains on the floor because of the sex toys.
Just because it gives me kind of some insight of like,
Yeah.
what your home life is like.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily lend any credence or evidence to the sexual allegations, but I just like to know about people's homes, just like as a as a small diversion during the middle of a criminal investigation. I like to say like, hey, what's that bed look like?
Slave bed.
Do you guys still sleep in the same
You're
room? That's a good
welcome.
marriage. I say that because people have been married a long time. Obviously, we come into contact with a lot of them.
What?
Do you guys have a TV in your room?
We do, yeah.
Okay. What kind of a TV?
Just a Samsung TV.
Okay.
So one of those yellow Samsungs.
Is it like a large room that has like one of those double door entries? Because I know some of the houses have them.
No.
That'd be a
No, it's
French
just-
door.
It's a single door. Okay.
Ours has a peacock on it.
Here's the thing: like if you're taking dick pics, I realize maybe you're the type. I would be the type of person who would want to get artsy and like incorporate some of the scenery, like have the dog in situ.
I cannot imagine the things that you would come up with if you
what
did
a
that.
fucking terrible idea! Like if someone were to like, here's the thing: if you make a dick pic or a genital, like I'm not saying you have to have a dick, a genital pic of any type, make them tight and I don't want to say void, but bereft of context.
Yeah,
right?
no
Like,
character of yourself.
an actor's headshot will be their face, from here to here on a white background because you want to focus on the moneymaker. You don't necessarily want to know like where their favorite coffee shop is by what's behind them. There are sometimes you want to see that in different situations, whatever. What I'm saying is like tighten up the cropping of those genitals so like I wouldn't necessarily like take a picture of my nuts next to like a very recognizable Casey Jones or like have Cher in
Put
the
a
background,
flamingo
right?
next to
yeah,
it.
like you wouldn't see like me hanging mushroom next to like my Ninja Turtle Slurpee cup or like one of my tiki mugs because that'd be stupid, right? I'm not going to hold up like a 3x5 note card with like my name, address, and like social security number right under my dong like it's a mugshot. I'm going to have it close and plausibly deniable.
Yeah.
any dressers or?
I'm going to pin my badge to my
one dresser.
pubes.
Do you have any dressers in your master bedroom?
2 nightstands and a dresser.
No.
Can you describe the
Big
dresser,
pile of
please?
shit in the corner.
It's like a tannish brown, I guess.
Okay. Is it newer?
Somewhat, yeah. Yeah, fine.
Because you never know, like sometimes when people move in, they have like that chic style look.
Well, here's
or,
the thing.
like,
Here's a picture of your dick
modern look.
behind, in front of this dresser.
This kind of feels a little bit like the Sherry Papini thing, because she was like,
Is she the one who pretended to kidnap herself?
yeah,
Okay.
but it's from the opposite way, because she kept describing the place where she was locked up or absconded to, which was a real place. It was James' apartment. And so when they start showing her photos of the place, she goes, oh yeah, it's pretty fucking close. Like she says that it's pretty fucking close, but it's not the same. Like they're doing the exact opposite from the other side to Jaylen here.
So it just helps me to get an idea of what home life is like. It must be hard.
Home life.
Every time I'm like, what's your day-to-day life at the home? You got a dresser? You got a bedroom?
You put your underwear in the
Master
dresser?
bedroom?
What do you put in
Slave
the dresser?
bedrooms? What's up with that?
Dildos
for
go in
you
the
guys,
dresser?
the schedules are complete opposite.
What's your dildo life
Still see
like?
each other at the end of the day.
So going back, and I'll give you a little bit more information, then I'll let you chat for a little bit. I don't like chatting a lot, so I already feel like I chat too much. So when it comes
Chatty
to
Cathy.
the Crime Stopper that we're investigating and the Snapchat account,
Chat
and of course
stoppers.
your phone number and everything in connection with it, and some of the combinations of numbers and
Yeah, how
everything
it's
there, you can
totally
understand why
you.
obviously
Yeah, no, it's...
we have a growing
100%.
concern.
It's weird.
And of course your
Weird.
pictures attached to it,
Yeah.
right? Which is even more like either someone's.
Can I ask what... You said you got new ones, too.
There were images that were shared, yes, that
Can I ask... I'm sure you got them here. Can I ask to see what they are?
you want to see the picture.
Yeah, so I can get an idea.
Right, this is like Lauren asking to see his... Not Lauren, but Lauren asking to see his own penis.
I mean,
And Chris Hansen be like, sure, I got dozens of printouts.
maybe he's just trying to be like, that's not my dick.
So,
Do you want to see mine?
Right,
'Cause
but again, like, they already established, like, they've
they know it's him.
They've
But
identified key elements in the background of these photos.
yeah, the dresser.
Like, you know, I wouldn't take a nude at Niagara Falls and be like, oh, whoa, hey, is that Niagara Falls? Be like, no. Hello.
have a clear shot of one.
It's a little
Yeah,
fuzzy.
so I did not
Okay, I understand.
print out those
I would talk to a
pictures.
lawyer, because this is kind of... I'm uncomfortable with this. This is weird. So... I wanna
Of
have a
course,
lawyer.
like, you definitely have the ability to do that, and of course,
Definitely
this is
have the
completely
ability.
voluntary.
Understand.
And so,
I just don't want to get caught up on something. I'm working this career. I don't want to get caught up on something.
I fully understand. Yeah.
P.S. That was 26 minutes ago. You got caught up in something, and you sat there and you said yeah, and you answered all their questions and basically built their case for them.
Yeah.
Lawyer.
So, you can, yes,
Check, please.
100% elect not to speak with us. You are not under arrest at this time.
Yeah, I understand.
Obviously, given the fact that we're here and the fact that we're speaking to you, I know that your bosses are going to want to speak with
question.
you
Yeah,
afterwards. Yeah.
Obviously.
And then imagine that conversation. Ugh.
So, we'll go ahead and allow them to speak with you after.
Okay.
Do we get to see that?
Obviously,
Do
since
they
you don't
come
want
in?
to talk
No.
to us anymore, my partner here may have
Well,
some.
I just wanted to clarify. I have a couple of questions. But
This is hilarious. This is the only thing she's going to say, and it is like so surface level. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But not only that, he asked for a lawyer, so she shouldn't be saying anything.
Right, but listen.
or can I ask you the questions? Because you can choose to answer or not answer. So if I ask you a question and you're like, I don't want to answer that,
Yeah,
you can
no,
tell me
understand.
that. Just so that we understand, just based on the admonishment she read you, okay? One
You've
of my
been
questions
admonished.
was, I think I missed it, but when was the last time that you had Snapchat? Because I know you said you deleted it, but I didn't hear when you deleted it.
I just deleted the app. I deleted that when I was in the academy.
In the academy. When did you go to the academy?
It's like a little over a year ago.
A year ago,
Yeah.
so in 2019?
Yeah, right at the beginning of 2019, January.
Okay, and then, what years did you go to college at Grossmont?
2011 to about 2013,
Okay.
14.
And then, I just want to make sure that we all understand each other. When my partner says, a younger female, You understand that we mean someone under the age of 18?
Yeah, that's obviously why.
Yeah, under the legal age, because like, why would you be like, hey, you're 27? We heard you were talking to a 23-year-old.
Why would you? We wouldn't
no
be here.
one would give a single shit.
Right here.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
I have a younger sister. Yeah, she's 19 right now. 20, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
And then my last question was,
Final answer.
she was asking you about the house and the decorations of your house. In any of your rooms in your house, do you have that new look where they have like the barn door, outer rail type thing? It's like a country, I don't know what you would call it. I see
Barn
it a
door,
lot
yeah.
on like
Yeah.
those DIY shows.
Yes.
Do you have those in
I
your
do have
house?
Real quick, as an aside, those like the doors they are talking about
I like
now are
those.
like aesthetically pleasing. In this studio right now, at the far end, joining the bathroom, we've got one of those sliding doors, and it's it's cool. It's a nice little kitschy thing. It rolls nice. It's a nice stainless steel thing. But here's the thing: I wouldn't put one of those doors on a bathroom or any place you want like fart sounds not to escape. Like whatever. This is maybe just a personal thing, but like there are some places in your house where you want no sound transference. And by and large, those barn doors are on bathrooms.
Yeah. A lot of times, the ones that I've seen out here are the entrance to the bathroom in general, but then there's like in our master bathroom, there's another door that closes into the toilet.
I don't know. It just seems like everywhere I've seen one of those doors, it's an inappropriate setting. But where would be an appropriate application for that? Like we've got a couple of doors that separate the, I don't know what you call that,
Living room.
living room to the kitchen and the family room area. And maybe a barn door would be appropriate there. But it's like, what the fuck are we doing here, people?
Yeah, there's not very many places. Majority of the people do put them in their bedrooms to go to the
They
bathroom.
put them on the bathroom where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, you've got an inch gap all around where like sound and other things going to be escaping. And you're like, well, what the? Like a little mystery is what I'm calling for at the home life, people.
Okay. That was the extent of my questions.
I am done.
That
Thanks.
was the extent.
Prosecution,
Do you have any other
rest.
questions? I mean,
Do you still want a
Can we
lawyer?
still ask you questions, or do you want to stop?
No, I want to wait because I'm uncomfortable
Okay.
with this.
Can we still ask you questions, or like, do you really want a lawyer?
Are
Like,
you sure?
Okay.
Talk to a lawyer.
Okay. So then, I want to thank you for
Yeah,
even
no,
taking
I
the time to speak with me for this long. I can
Thanks.
imagine that obviously being confronted with any level of questions can be uncomfortable. So I do
Enjoy the next 9 years, Jaylen.
appreciate that you've allowed us to speak with you.
How long-
even for this long?
From this
Okay,
was he
so-
arrested?
Like pretty quickly, because like right from here, they take his cell phone from him. They get into his car. They're gonna get into his locker. He's got like a USB thing they're gonna take from his locker. Like it was very quick.
So with the next step, however, I'm going to go ahead and pull some documents here for you. So there are a few steps that we're going to be taking after this. Again, you are not being detained by us or anything, but we are acting on behalf of the court moving forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is a great thing to hear.
Yeah.
So I will give you a chance to read through this. This is a search warrant that was granted this afternoon by a judge. The warrant does allow us to grab some DNA swabs from you,
Okay.
as well as any.
Seriously, like this is when, whatever you want to say, like I think there are some arguable points where Schrodinger's waveform collapses. I think this for Jaylen is definitive proof. Like when she slides that piece of paper in front of him and lets him know that it's a search warrant, that they're going to be taking DNA, his keys, and basically everything he owns off him right now. Like,
Well, it's like, Matt says busted. Yeah, like,
saying,
you're allowed to leave, but before you go, here's all these things that we need from you.
right. This was a tennis ball hitting a large plate glass window as a child repeatedly threw it, where, the thumping was there. You're like, I don't know if I could take much more of this. Whereas finally the kid just drops the tennis ball and picks up like a piece of cinder block and just throws it through. And the glass, glittering and shiny, falls a million pieces to the ground. And you go, well, there's no turning back.
Mobile devices that might be in your possession, or potentially in your locker. Do you have your personal phone with you here?
I do have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it inside your locker?
Your
It's
butt?
on my person right now.
Okay.
It's
so
on my person.
If you want to go ahead and hand it to us, we definitely don't need to go in and grab it from you.
Okay.
But the search warrant does require that we take it from you.
Okay.
Okay.
I will hold on to it for another 10 minutes. You'll have to ask me another 4 times, and then we'll have a bunch of talk about the case and whether the case has a battery in it.
Additionally, it does allow us to have access to your vehicle.
Okay.
Is your vehicle parked here?
It's parked a few blocks away.
Okay. Do you remember exactly where you
It's
No.
over across from Cap's Pizza over there.
Cap's Pizza?
Yeah.
And is it like in a parking
It's in a parking lot.
Okay. Is it like one of those paid parking lots?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cap's Pizza. I'll put a note on that.
Can you
so
imagine,
the warrant
like,
does allow-
being a police officer on the job, having to park your personal car in a paid parking lot by a pizza place instead of, like, the police
In
station?
a bigger place, I can see that. Like on one of they're in San Diego, so, real estate's at a premium.
Yeah, but damn.
But that's the thing.
You take a
living
cop
in
car out,
Arizona-
put your car in.
Right, but that's the thing. Living in Arizona, I've always been so confused and befuddled by the concept of like not having a place to put a car.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
When we go to California, we go back east, and there's like no room anywhere to put anything. You go, well, what the fuck? Arizona is like 6-lane highways going either direction, and we have parking structures and lots stretching as far as the eye can see. There's never any doubt or apprehension that you will go somewhere and not have a place to safely store your shit. Whereas like everybody else is like, well, it'll cost you $14 an hour, or it'll get broken into, or it'll get towed.
Yeah.
does allow for us to also process your vehicle.
This is what's known
You guys
as
gonna take my
coming
vehicle?
prepared.
No, we're going to process it here. So that we actually have someone here that's going to help us take some pictures and just go ahead and do what needs to be done so we don't have to.
Okay.
We recognize that warrants are a part of our job, but we don't like to inconvenience people unnecessarily. So that's why we actually brought our technician with us here because it is
He's just hanging out outside the door.
DNA with the least effort possible. So that's why we're using the swabs. And the same goes for, of course, your phone, which you stated is on your person. We don't want to put hands on if we don't have to. And
obviously, I'll give it up.
Like you said, as a law enforcement officer, you're willing to comply. With that being said, after that, we will also have access to your locker. Are your vehicle keys inside your locker?
My vehicle keys are in my vehicle right now.
They're in your vehicle?
Yeah.
What?
Do you have a code?
I have a code.
Okay. Would you mind sharing that code with us?
I don't
No.
have a lawyer say no to that.
Well, the warrant allows for us to have access to your vehicle.
Yes, you know what a warrant is?
Yeah,
You're a police
so you
officer.
break it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll give it up to you.
I'll jot it down. Thank you.
I don't even know the number. I know the
Would it help if you drew the keypad?
yeah.
Do you want to draw the keypad?
Yeah.
I'm the
Draw
same
the
way, so.
keypad out. And just don't do it in your head.
It's
You gotta draw the whole thing.
I don't know how many buttons are, but it's the top.
Play Pictionary.
One thing I'm like confused by perhaps is like from a technical standpoint alone is like maybe you've noticed it too if you're a sharp eye or technically eyed individual. The color temperature on this body camera is
Keeps
obviously
changing.
set to auto. So we've been going from like 55K to like 46K, like from this
I thought it was
warm
just me.
white to cool white, and I don't understand why. Like color correction, I don't see a huge like exposure, auto exposure, fine, great. Like auto white balance, I want to be like just like lock it in some shit because you want. I don't know.
well, I
The
was
white
sitting
balance
here-
feels a little too bougie for a body cam.
Yeah, I was very confused because at first I thought it was just me. Like I was sitting here, I'm like, did that color just change?
No, it's definitely going through like a color wheel from like cool white to warm white
Yeah.
every time somebody
Things
moves
get more
something.
yellow at some point. Realistically, you only have 9 and a 0.
Wait, stop.
1 through 9 and a 0. So like, what
So
is
it's
it?
straight. It's straight down. So 1, 2, 3, then back 2, then down to 5.
Okay. So they're just basically.
It's
so
straight
is it
down.
like this? Are the buttons like this?
Yeah, there's a few more down, but I don't touch those. The first 3. 1, 2, 3, up.
So 1, 2, 3.
Then back to 2 and then 3.
2 and then this
3.
one.
No,
3.
3.
Okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah, it should be that one. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay.
Cool.
Wonderful. And just for the warrant that you see here, just verifying, of course, this is your name, this is your date of birth. We recognize that you're approximately 6'4". You look very tall.
You're very tall.
So fucking terrible to like have to like even outside of a legal situation, we have to like verify your name, your address, your
Date of birth, last
date
4
of
of your
birth,
social.
all that is just like so. But like having to be like, okay, now check out everything on this warrant that we're going to use to basically destroy your life, and just verify all the information is cool.
Sign here.
Does that look good to you? And you go, it looks great.
Perfect.
And then we just use your approximate weight there.
What's up, Tony?
And
Not
your
much, just basically the whole show.
Then we will look your DL, and just if you know your DL number, we can verify that.
Yeah.
As you see here, it does state here that we have premises as well to enter your home at 8621 Chaparral Way.
Yikes.
So we are going to attempt to do this in the quickest way possible, and the way that it's obviously going to. This can't be an easy process. We recognize that,
Yeah, my wife's
and we
freaked out
don't.
what's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
No shit.
Is your mom at your house right now?
She's not.
Okay. Your wife, she is at home.
She is at home.
Okay. Is it just your wife at home?
Just my wife. Yeah.
Okay. And her name is.
You can't be sending any black and whites over to the house.
No.
Okay.
Just so that,
Set some grays
Is it
over
gonna be
it.
tonight right now?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I call her quick
we're
before
gonna
I
do
give
this
over
kinda
my phone?
systematically. The very first thing that we will do is, of course, the swab and the phone.
Yeah.
Do you have any other USB drives?
Give us the fucking
anything like that
phone.
on your person? I know sometimes for work we carry them around
Yeah.
with
No,
us.
I might have a USB in my locker, but that's just a work locker USB.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those work locker USBs.
No big deal.
I don't understand. Like, I carry a USB in my bag because sometimes I do have files that I need to swap. Like, if you're a beat cop, what are you doing? Like, if you pull someone over for like shitting in a beer cave at a 7-Eleven, like you pull out the thumb drive to be like, I've got evidence. What?
It's my USB locker.
Have my USB locker
So
USB.
we'll get that started.
Okay.
And then after that, we know that your employers want to speak with you. Again, we are investigating allegations, so they
Yes.
recognize that. But of course, you know, they have to take their action. We can't speak to that.
We're warm again.
But of course, they obviously want the opportunity to speak with you.
Yeah.
Then of course, we'll process the locker and then process your vehicle.
Okay.
And again, we'll do it systematically and as quickly as we can.
Well, yeah, so that's the other thing that's weird about this, too, is like we're a little bit into the pandemic here, and he's not wearing masks, they don't wear masks, but like the rest of like the plebs, like the two people who brought him in were wearing masks.
Yeah. Well, that they said that they use this room because they're far apart
Right,
from each other.
It,
All 4 feet.
right, but there was a lot of interrogation footage that came out where like the first 3 to 5 minutes were like mask talk and like, I don't care if you don't care, like I'm not sick, are you sick? I'll take out the mask. And like I just felt like the people in like high stress situations like this, like, I don't give a fuck. Do you give a fuck? Okay, whatever. And you crumple up, you throw in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
To alleviate any additional stresses that this already is causing. And then we'll go ahead and go to your home, and we hope to be in and out very quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Your pregnant wife.
guess I'm staying here. I'm not going with you guys or anything like that.
So no, you are not in custody. You are not under arrest. You are not even being detained. That's
But
why you
we're
have
gonna
the
have
right
your
to stop
car,
speaking
so-
with us at any time.
You can walk
there's no
home.
locks on the door. You had the opportunity
Yeah.
to leave if you choose to. And like I said, thank you for speaking to us as long as
Yeah, no
you did.
problem.
So if you have any questions, we are here. If it's okay with you, I'm just going to grab my lab technician to start that.
Okay, that's fine.
And where's your cell phone on you?
It's on my person right now.
Can you
we go ahead
fucking
and
give
press
it to us? We brought it up a couple
Do you
of
have
So you guys are gonna
times.
keep my phone?
Yes.
Do you have any other, as far as your phone, yes,
Put it in airplane mode.
yes, for sure. I don't want to break your phone, and sometimes when we access it without your code, it could, I mean, who knows?
Brick it,
so
not
is
break
it possible
it.
for us to get your code?
You guys would break my phone?
No, I'm just saying they will get into it like
Yeah, we're gonna go out in the alley behind the station, and throw it at a brick.
hard eyes, and I don't want to.
But we're gonna have your car, so yeah. I mean,
Necessary.
I mean, you don't have my phone. I'd rather say no to that. No, I want a lawyer for this.
Okay.
but we have the warrant, so I guess the warrant doesn't say we need your PIN.
They can break it, so I don't know. That's the thing. Like, he gave up what is and is not new enough, because like cars are old enough where you can go, well, the car's in there, so you got to give us the keys. Like that's implied. But like it might be still too early. Like if they say, give us your phone and you have to give us the PIN. I don't know if the PIN is implicit, because the key is a physical thing, hypothetically.
Well, the key's in his car. He didn't have to give them the PIN number.
In his pocket, I'm saying.
This is like a battery case?
Yeah, it's just an extra battery.
Do you want to keep that? Does it come off pretty easily?
Yeah, I can take it off.
Why would I want to keep that? You're taking
don't
my
have a
phone?
phone.
What the fuck? Like, hey, we're going to take your socks and one of your shoes. No, sorry, we're going to keep both of your shoes. You want to keep your laces?
Well, wouldn't you want
those
that
out
extra
for you?
battery to stay on the phone? Because
What
if your phone
That's
dies?
the thing. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, oh, we're going to take this case off. Like, what do you fucking care?
That's all right.
I'll put it on my other phone that
What kind
I
of
talk
iPhone?
to children on.
C10, DX.
iPhone what?
X10,
Is it the original or is
the
it
original
one in
X.
The spearmint flavored.
Because there's no need to take the battery.
And is it updated with the latest iOS, whatever they
Should be,
just
yeah.
sent out?
Who the fuck cares?
All right. Okay, so
But doesn't this just give you like the energy of like a really terrible interview?
Did you want to hold on to the protective screen as well?
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and like peel that off. I gotta like my detective what's-her-nuts here has a razor blade. We're gonna go ahead and chip that off for you. Oh, I see that. Oh, I know. I just broke your phone. Whoops.
I think the biometrics needs to be surrendered, but a passcode needs a warrant, I think, says Tony. Well, yeah, you'd think when you're getting a search warrant for all these things, it would include all the things.
Right, but here's the thing about that too. I feel like it must be a municipality thing, because Justin Ross Harris, like when he left his poor son in his car all day, and they took his cell phone, and they're like, "What's your passcode?" He's like 01. I don't have a PIN. It's like it's biometric, and they didn't take his. They didn't make him unlock it or whatever.
Oh.
But they knew he had a passcode, so they just hammered him a little bit, and they're like, "No, what's your it says you have a passcode. What's your passcode? Oh, it's my anniversary." Oh, whoops! I forgot my passcode was my anniversary.
do you have any questions as far as the warrant? Because I'm going to bring my lab technician in here so she can go ahead and guide you through it.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. And I'm going to keep the body
What
warrant.
would you have?
That's fine. Yeah, I understand.
Do you have any other phones, like a department issued cell
I do,
phone or
no.
anything like that?
No.
Enjoy your next 9 years, you stupid bitch. So yeah, they come in and they take his DNA. They go through his locker. Moral of the story is, after all of this, he gets 9 years. And what a...
I mean, but was he just, did he just send nudes and talk to an underage person?
I don't
did he
know
meet
the whole... Here's the thing. I'm not along for the whole ride. Because once it hits the courtroom, it's boring and I don't care. I just know that he was up to shady shit, got caught, because here's the thing. He was generating evidence. He was also like geo and biotagging himself. So whatever. But that's just it. Like, I don't know. With Stephanie Lazarus and now this guy, at least like Stephanie Lazarus had the luxury of committing her crime in a point in time where like technology almost didn't exist.
Yeah. Matt says, I've mentioned this before. I watched an interrogation and the cop said we need to swab your pee-pee. He said, sure thing. If that was me, I'd be out the door like the Roadrunner.
What that?
Could you imagine?
Swabbing your dick? Like, why would you? Like, everything go, like, all the buccal, like, it's so funny. Depending on the part of the country
Buccal.
you're into, they'll say buccal or buckle swabs. Oh, take a buckle swab? You take a buckles? And rub something in your cheek, get a buckle swab. I don't know, but that's the thing. There are crimes where the technology wasn't there, so we couldn't catch them because, you know, that was the virtue of the beast, or the nature of the beast, rather. But then here we are in the exact opposite side of the coin where this crime would not have been able to have been committed without the technology.
Right.
Because he was interacting with these people, God knows how far away, on a piece of technology that wouldn't have existed. So it's like if Stephanie Lazarus tried to commit a murder before like guns or knives were invented, she just had to be like, oh, dang it. She couldn't do that. But like, put these tools in the hands of people and it makes exploitation easier.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's weird. We're seeing things that like, that's why, and you'll see this is kind of a cliche too, but like in crime TV shows or whatever, they're always bitching about how like the law can't catch up with technology. And like, it's trite and cliche, but it's true. Like if there's nothing on the books explicitly saying this, that, or the other about a very specific type of technology or conveyance, it just feels like we all go, oh, well, gosh darn it. Like we didn't word anything generically enough that would apply here or specifically enough because we didn't know it existed.
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty fucked. But that's where we are. So that's what happened. He spent 9 years. He's probably still in there today. I don't know. I didn't follow up on him. It's super like.
By the time he got convicted, it was probably like recent, realistically, with COVID and stuff.
But the thing is, like these things, a sentence initially of 9 years. I mean, you've seen murderers get like 25 to life and they're out in under 10.
Yeah.
This just feels like one of those things where he probably could get out in like 5 or 6, but then like, what does life look like at the other side of that juncture, right? Because you in your life, you go, I'm just trying to make ends meet or whatever the case may be for you personally. And you look at people lower on the totem pole than you and you go, but they're making it.
What's his last name?
Jaylen Fleer. Because, like, it's not like once this happens, he just stopped existing. Like, he can't have a job or do any of that shit. Like, he's going to have to keep surviving and making money to feed himself. Like, God, his family may have fucked off or whatever.
12 years in prison. 20 felony counts, felony and misdemeanor charges related to sex acts with underage girls, as well as attempts to meet up with minors for those purposes. The alleged crimes took place between March 27th and April 8th of 2020.
There you go. 20
felony and misdemeanors within 10 days.
Right. And there are some out there that, like, they really rack up the charges. Like Allison says, she had her sister was sentenced to 7 years in prison, got out in 10 months. And that's part of it, too, is like if you... I like that and I don't like it in some cases. Like in Allison's sister's case, I don't know the details, but it feels good that a potential first-time offender or low-level offender can get the fear of God thrown into him with a 7-year sentence, but to get out in 10 months and like have that opportunity to sort of snap back into reality. But that is the type of situation that breeds the professional nuisance or the perpetual nuisance that is always committing crimes, but not enough to get put away for any length of time unless they cause serious harm or loss of life. And then by then you go, well, why didn't we do something earlier?
So two of his counts were lewdly committed a lascivious act upon the body of a child of 14 or 15 years. He proactively enrolled.
Fucking describe these things like lewd lascivious act upon the body of a, like, I realize like with naming animals and legal terms, it has to be like ultra Greek and scientific sounding, but in the end, it just sort of undoes it by making it sound extra gross.
He's proactively enrolled in treatment and has completed 46 therapy sessions. This was back in 2021.
Right, but like
12 years, no probation, and he's still married as far as this.
Yikes. But what do you do with that? Like, if you have any sort of compulsion that is a disorder or deviant, I don't know. Sexual things are those that we don't necessarily know about by and large because it's like, ew, gross.
Yeah, Allison said my sister was sentenced to 7
I just
years.
said that like 10 minutes ago.
Sorry,
Hello,
it just
welcome
popped
to
up
the
on
show.
my thing. I was reading about the guy. Sorry.
But yeah, so I think that's there's a lot going on here, and it's again we're always in this weird muck and mire of like what feels right, because that's all we're going off of, right? There's no formula to give like a baking. Yeah, there's a certain amount of measured ingredients. You have a finished product at the end, but we're so complex. You can't bake all criminals into the same cake and be like, all right, go for it.
Yeah, I can't imagine being a police officer in a state prison. In prison.
I don't know, man.
Because they all know he's a cop.
Well, on top of being a cop, like having this predilection
Yeah.
is like a double whammy. So it's again, like if there were such thing as like punishment being a what would you call it? What's the word? A deterrent? Let's use that
Yeah.
word, deterrent. Like punishment is a deterrent for the crime. Like I don't think there are any more people out there more in the know about like punishing people than police. And if they're willing to do a bunch of gross shit, like there's no amount of punishment that will stop crime. Like that's just the thing. If you're a sex pervert, you're a sex pervert. And that's just it too. Like, I don't know if you can talk someone out of being unnecessarily and grossly attracted to something that they shouldn't. And by shouldn't, I mean, whatever. Like, if we're going to break down to black and white, like, biologically, you should be drawn to another individual who you can possibly procreate with. When we get into the recreational stuff, it gets a little dicey. But like, I don't know, man. With murderers, it's so much easier, right? Because they killed someone, they're dead. You go, they're done. But like, you go, there's a sex pervert. They did a bunch of sex perverted stuff, and now you got to do something with them.
Yeah.
With a murderer, you go, put them away. They're murderer. But if they go, well, it's all like hypothetical or happened on Snapchat or this or that. There's so much gray area in this. You go, well, we'll give them 12 years. Maybe you'll be at 9 or 12 months or 6 months or 14 months or whatever.
Yeah, he'll just get some probation.
But then life after that, I mean, you're
And, oh yeah, he had to register as one.
obviously.
Yeah.
And then what do you do for a job after that? Like, applying, you're like, well, I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was a cop, and then I took a 12-year blank
Stint.
spot,
Yeah.
and now I'm on the market again, and I'm an RSO.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Cool. Anyway, that's all we got for you guys. Make sure you tune in. Coming up Wednesday, more live game shows to get your name back up on the
Thing.
barbecue grill and lights. And I've got a good one planned because it's something that I've been taking in a lot of. So I hope we can see you then. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you happen to show up live, if you're here after the fact, that's cool too. We'll see you later on another episode of whatever. Bye.
For the try to